Sunday Night Freedom Racing Series. Tonight, we have begun our journey into the final few races, introducing the championship for drivers in just a moment. It's going to be a fun race tonight. Very high speeds, very large opportunities and runs that I think we'll see some serious passing and racing, maybe even a few wrecks as well. We are just currently wrapping up qualifying, just got about 10 seconds left into that, and then we will introduce our rundown for the night. And qualifying has just wrapped up. So we will go down this starting lineup in just a second. Give these drivers a minute to get gridded here. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the starting lineup here, and I want to say congratulations to Justin Day on the last minute pole. He sneaked out Bryce Shoemaker for that top spot at the very last second. We'll go ahead and take a look at that here though. So Bryce Shoemaker, the first championship for driver, but he will be starting to the outside of Justin Day. Going under row number 2, we'll go ahead and take a look at this, and that'll be Reese Schaefer and Colby Jackson. Directly behind him in the next row will be Eric Garrison and Aaron Kay. And then behind them will be Austin Edstrom and Joseph Kazi.
Hang on, we're not going green, not going green.
And then the next one we'll have Jason Miz and Derek Garrison. Then we have Jim Foskett, Justin Levine, Joshua Gathright, and Keith Shoemaker. And then rounding out the field will be our lone driver of Jordan Berry back here. Not set a time, so he'll have some spots to make up. But let's go ahead and take a minute and speak to one of our Championship 4 drivers, Bryce Shoemaker here. Bryce almost had that pole, just missed it at the last second to Justin Day, but still a pretty decent starting position. What is your goal going to be for tonight's race, and how are you going to survive this fast and really wide of a racetrack?
Not sure yet. Don't know what the strategy is going to be just yet. This is almost going to race like a baby Daytona, so I'll probably try to lead a lap and then probably fall to the back without losing the draft. But yeah, I really like that pole. That 5 bonus points was going to be huge, and just a teammate just got it there, so congrats to him. Besides that, yeah, I don't know the plan here. I honestly don't. This is going to be one of these races of the season. I'm excited for it.
Alright, and yes, we are excited as well. Good luck to you in tonight's race, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you in Victory Lane.
Thank you.
Alrighty, that was Bryce Shoemaker there. Thanks for allowing us to take a minute before the race. This is like no other sport where we can talk to these drivers right beforehand. Let's take a look at this track info. Michigan International Speedway, I misclicked it. 2-mile track, 4 turns, very wide track. And then our championship 4 drivers: Joseph Kazi, Reese Schaefer, Derek Garrison, Bryce Shoemaker. 7 wins for those first 2 drivers, and then 2 and a single for the other 2 drivers behind them. But we are just minutes away from getting this green flag, so let's go ahead and head on down to the TV cam so that we can get a good shot at this start in Michigan International Speedway.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. Justin Day with the early lead, but here comes Reese Schaefer on the outside. He's looking to lead that first lap. Let's make sure he's able to make it happen or not. 73 Colby Jackson also looking for that second position. Then we got 2 and 3 wide action right behind him in these about 9th to 10th position areas. Started in second place on the outside row. On the front row, he's already falling back to the 6th, 7th position, now getting passed potentially by the 37 and the 8 car as well. Still 3 wide back here. That's Aaron Hay on the outside, Derek Garrison on the inside in that middle lane, and then Bryce Shoemaker on that very bottom lane. And now here comes Justin Levine on the inside with a big move. He's going to pass 2-3 cars, maybe even more in that one single corner. And now he's going to slide up in front of that machine of Austin Edstrom. Maybe even a little bit of contact there. Now the 87 of Austin Edstrom diving it into that inside lane. Good run off of 2. Now looking down the backstretch inside of Joseph Kazi. Back up front, Colby Jackson tried to make the pass for the race lead, just was not enough for those top 2 of Reese Schaefer and Joseph Kazi. They hooked up and were able to get around. But here comes Justin Levine on that top side. He's going to make it 3 wide and maybe clear both those drivers below him. Now Justin Levine to second. Diving down to the inside on Reese Schaefer. He's going to take the race lead away. And wow, where did he come from? He came from all the way in the back. And in about 3 laps, made that outside and inside lane work. Needed to do just what he did in a short amount of time, and he made it happen. Now has the race lead and the control of this race as they're side by side behind. Maybe even 3rd place. There's a big pressure from the 87 machine as well. 3 wide tied for second for the time being. Well, Derek Garrison doing that 8 car. He's going to get a big push from Justin Day directly behind. Those three going to freight train in that middle lane. And a big run from the 87 was able to get to the 19s inside, but did not make the pass stick. Now he's going to fall back in line into second place. And there's now pressuring Joseph Kazi, who looks to maybe have gotten a little tight there underneath Colby Jackson. Slides up high to block that 54 machine, the 8 and the 24 on the very bottom, working together as teammates, trying to make that inside lane work. And I apologize for the green flag on the ticker. We were looking to try and fix that here momentarily. Back up at the front, they're leading off each other for this race lead. Justin Levine with a lot of pressure from multiple cars. Bryce Shoemaker tried to stick it out to the outside, did not make it work. Now he's getting pressure from the inside of Joseph Kazi. And here comes the 87 sliding up again. These cars are all over each other. Cars working the inside lane. Grooves everywhere to be played with. A little bit of a wiggle there to Justin Levine, the race leader. And I'd say things have calmed down, but they definitely have not. Maybe from a 3 wide to a 2 wide. But these cars still battling each other hard as here comes Joseph Kazi with a big shove from the 87. 87 tries to stick it in there last minute to force it 3 wide. And Colby Jackson on the outside says, "Me too, do not forget about," oh, and a little bit of contact. And around is Joseph Kazi going to go. Bryce Shoemaker as well. I don't think any one of those drivers really got a lot of contact. We'll see if Joseph Kazi's okay. It looks like his car is okay for the time being. And Reese Schaefer, connection issues on his end. He's been sent down to pit road. See if maybe he's able to get that fixed. Big issues out of Reese Schaefer, though. This could be potential news breaking news for his team, as this is a championship for driver now sitting down a lap and continues to sit on pit road for the time being. But let's go ahead and take a look at this replay. A lot was happening there. So it kind of started right here. Just Colby Jackson was having a really good 1 and 2, was able to get to the outside of these 3 cars below him and that kind of according into drivers maybe giving not enough room to each other on the inside lane, and just a little bit of contact right there. That sent Joseph Kazi around, and then a chain reaction kind of behind him with drivers nowhere to go. Bryce Shoemaker kept it off the wall just barely. So a great job by him to keep it off the inside wall. I think almost every driver actually came unharmed out of that. So good job by all these drivers to keep it going straight and not really have any issues at all. To talk about it, let's go ahead and take a look at some more information about our Championship 4 drivers. We'll go ahead and start with the driver that we currently have up front and ahead of the other drivers. Derek Harrison, first Championship 4 appearance, 2 wins this season, Legacy Phoenix and Legacy Atlanta. Legacy Phoenix was the most controversial one. He had a little bit of a run-in with Reese, and that kind of resulted in a little exchange of words between those two drivers. Hasn't really carried into anything more than that. And then he also has the most league starts of the final 4, sitting at 62. We'll go ahead and take a look at Bryce Shoemaker now. First Championship 4 appearance as well. 1 win this season at Chicagoland, back at race number 6 of the season. Average finish 6.8, worst of the final 4. So he's going to need to make up some spots and have some better resulting finishes if he wants to have a better shot at this championship. Directly right next to him though is Joseph Kazi, second Championship 4 appearance, 7 wins this season, tied for the most. And he has the best average start of 3.0, which is the best of the final 4. And then our final driver, Reese Schaefer, Season 1 and Season 2 champion. But let's go ahead back up front.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. Colby Jackson going to lead him to the restart zone, followed by Justin Levine in second. A little bit calmer of a restart this time. Justin Levine with a big run and a big push from Derek Garrison on the outside lane. Here they come, gonna have a big head of steam into 3 and 4. And completely leave that 73 in the dust. Jim Foskett in the 47. Oh, and the 73 is going to have contact, and he's going to go around. And just as I was saying, we were having a much calmer start there. They made that pretty much go complete opposite direction very quickly. We'll take another look at that here, see what actually started that. So Colby Jackson got swallowed up pretty quick right there. coming into 1 and 2 down that, I mean, kind of really started down that backstretch when he didn't get the help off of 2. And now, as we go down through 3 and 4, I think he just had a loss of momentum here. Jordan Berry tried to peek to his inside and maybe washed up or hit that bump down there and made contact with that 73's left rear quarter panel and sent him into the inside grass area. Thankfully, was able to keep it off the wall or keep any really significant damage from happening. But that's going to send him back into the pack. I apologize for our transition screen. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it. But if you're a Reese Schaefer fan, there is good news to that. Even though he had those connection issues before that last caution, he is now going to be able to get at least one of those laps back. And still a very long ways to go here into this race. Actually, let's go back and take a look at Reese Schaefer. We didn't quite get a good chance to look at it, but Season 1 and Season 2 champion, 7 wins this season, tied with Joseph Kazi for the most wins. He also has the most league wins at 19, and then finished top 5 in the last Michigan race last season. So if you're a Reese Schaefer fan, I would not be worried about anything at all. Still plenty of time here for him to come back and get a decent race finish. Drivers going to be able to choose their own lane here at the start-finish line, which is a pretty big advantage to some of these drivers. May be able to jump a few rows if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, you might lose a few. And I think now that we are about almost, we'll be coming to about 20 laps into this race, I think a lot of these drivers are going to have to be able to mentally reset and realize that we still have a long ways to go, especially if you're involved in one of those incidents of those 2 cautions. It's 100 laps, which kind of seems short for this type of racetrack, but at speeds like this, and if we get multiple cautions, last year we had 15 cautions, it can be a long time. If you're one of those drivers that maybe has a bad night and doesn't really have this pace or speed to keep up, but if you're one of these Championship 4 drivers, again, you can see which drivers those are. When you pull the ticker back up, they have the yellow name highlighted. Those 4 drivers are going to need to come out here at least close to their competitors. And as we go into the restart zone, Derek Garrison is going to lead them off and away with his brother Eric Garrison directly behind him. Green flag back in the air. Big restart by Derek Garrison. He's able to pull away by a few car lengths over those 2 guys behind him. Jordan Berry now on that high side with a big head of steam as well. He'll get to the back bumper of Eric Garrison potentially. Jim Foskett on that bottom lane is getting swallowed up, though he has no help. And now Eric Garrison sending it in on that inside lane. Off in front of Derek. Yes, he will. So move Eric Garrison to the race lead. A little bit of carnage further back here. I believe that was Keith Shoemaker. Potentially down to the wall. Or maybe it was the 87, Austin Edstrom as well. Top 5 single file for the moment. The 73rd Colby Jackson after getting that a few laps ago. He's working his high side, trying to make up those lost positions. Oh, a little bit of a shove there to the back bumper of the 51 machine. Got a little bit out of shape. Side by side for the lead. Here comes the 5 and the 8. Again, those are brothers Eric and Derek Garrison. Teammates as well, to put it at that. Derek being in the playoffs, Eric not. I think you'll have to make your brat driver and your brother a little bit more respecting you probably would want to, unfortunately. Knowing that he's got a championship that he's trying to go for, that doesn't necessarily mean you can't race him. You just got to be respectful and be mindful of what his agenda is for this night here at Michigan International Speedway. Justin Levine working that high side again, now moving up to 3rd place, directly behind him though. Diving to the inside, Eric Garrison. Not sure if he's going to have enough momentum to pass him. I think the 5 car of Eric Garrison is going to be able to get the draft off as his brother Derek on that high side, and Justin Levine is going to have to slaughter behind him for the time. Jordan Berry directly behind him, trying to make something happen here, but also trying to hold off a hard charging 73 of Colby Jackson. Justin Levine still trying to make this inside lane work, just isn't getting the help that he needs. The 5 and the 8 are together right now, trying to keep that 8 car back in front of the race lead, but here comes the 19 of Justin Levine. He's going to work that high side and potentially get a fender to the outside of Eric Garrison. Now the 8 car is going to dive to the inside and help this 5 car with the draft, but he's going to need to slide back up in front of Justin Levine heading into turns 3 and 4. A lot of momentum here through the turns 3 and 4. Now he's going to dive through the inside of turn on this front straightaway and turn that hard left. A lot of help from Jordan Berry directly behind him. What will Jordan Berry do? He's going to try and look to the inside, but Justin Levine is now going to have the race lead thanks to the help of Jordan Berry. Those two must have had some sort of plan going into tonight, because so far we've seen these drivers have those runs and usually make it 3 wide instead of helping the car in front of you out. Could also just be that these drivers are kind of settling down now.
The yellow flag is out.
On caution's out. I think we got a car around back here. That's Justin Day and Aaron Kay. A little bit further back into the field. A little bit of front end damage, I think, from the 24 under the 37, or maybe it was the outside wall. We'll go ahead and take a look here. I'm just gonna, we're not gonna do the little transition scene since it seems to not be working right now. So coming through 3 and 4, Justin Day. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Seriously, we'll go back and take a look at that. Looks like Aaron K maybe got a little bit tight, hit that outside wall. Justin Day just nowhere to go behind him. Collects both those cars. Thankfully, I don't think either one of them hit hard enough to where it's gonna require a fast repair. Go ahead and take a look at it again. Yeah, Aaron K just looks like he got tight, and Justin Day was not really ready for that to happen and got into the side of him when he hit that wall and just sent them both again into that outside wall. Looks like Aaron K is going to make his way off pit road after that. A little bit of contact right there. I can't tell if he took a fast repair or not. It does look like that damage is fixed though. Could have just been something that they popped out real quick. Justin Day as well. He's going to be coming off pit road. And I think Justin Day definitely had the least amount of damage from that contact, so I would not expect him to take a fast repair, and I think I did see a little bit of left or right side damage to that, which would indicate that he did not take a fast repair. But we'll go ahead and let him catch up with the field. Back up front, Justin Levine, he's going to lead the way here under caution, and we'll be right back while these guys choose their lanes. So he's going to take the hard left turn here, and then we are going to get him back going again. Starter's got the green flag in hand. Into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Justin Levine with a great start on that high side with help from Joseph Kazi and Colby Jackson. All the way down below the line, trying to break the grab, but it's not going to do much as Joseph Kazi's now looking to the outside. He's going to get the race lead coming off of turns 3 and 4. Derek Garrison now on that bottom side, all the way down below the apron, getting those bumps. You saw that car shake quite a bit. Not any help close to him though. See if he can make it stick in turns 1 and 2 as Joseph Kazi holds off the race lead, now getting pressure from the 8 car of Derek Garrison. Great push there on that outside, and Joseph Kazi is not going to do enough though, as Derek Garrison now has the momentum on that inside lane. He's going to clear up by about a car length and a half and lead this lap. Third position from Austin Edstrom there. Joseph Kazi not able to make it 6, so he'll fall back to 4th place, and directly behind him a little bit of contact there. 3 wide, the 73 to 10 into 19, and throw the 89 into that as well. A lot of side-by-side action here in the middle of the pack. Justin Levine trying to get back up to the front again. Lost some spots there after that restart. Started up in that front row and now back to 6th, even maybe 7th, as he gets some pressure here from the 47 with a big run. Derek Garrison with the advantage over his brother of Eric Garrison. This lead is kind of growing. And this is kind of like the first time that we've seen a driver actually pull away from the field, and I'd say probably all race. Haven't really seen anybody be able to pull away yet, but Derek is doing just that, as well as his brother Eric Garrison. There's a lot of separation between first, second, and third. Then after that, you have pretty much the whole pack directly behind him. Could be a thing of where tires and strategy play into effect. Some drivers might have taken tires at different time. If they did take some, again, we've had a few cautions so far, so that can really jumble things up. Out of screen, looking to the inside of the 47, involved in that last incident. Doesn't look like he turned out to be too much though, as he's going to go to work on this 3 car of Joseph Kazi. And if you're Joseph Kazi, you don't want to do anything crazy that would get you involved in anything. You're ahead of us. 2 other competitors behind you are currently holding the last 2 spots in this field. That's Bryce Shoemaker of the 54 and Rick Schaefer. The only other driver who is ahead of you though is Derek Garrison. He is currently leading the race. But you kind of have to manage your own race. You have to choose your own battles. Kind of not put yourself in any vulnerable position that could potentially cost you more points and/or put you behind the other 2 championship 4 drivers. And if you're Derek Garrison, you're probably feeling really good right now. You have Eric Garrison behind you. You know you have some defense at least behind you. You know that some of your competitors are having issues. You know that even though we aren't quite halfway here, you have the track position for the time being. It's just going to be kind of dependent on how this race plays out, and if we do get more cautions, when and where do they come out. And again, I do want to apologize that our ticker is currently showing a checkered flag instead of the green flag image logo. I'm not quite sure what I did there when putting this thing together. I guess the checkered flag kind of just knows that this race is going to be really interesting. So we'll keep keep that in mind, just understand that is currently not up to date. These top three, though, currently have pulled away from the rest of the field by quite a decent amount. Just over 2 seconds, at least, have the leader, at least, of Derek Garrison pulled away, and those leaders, or those other two directly behind him. So pretty large gap from fourth to third, and then fifth to sixth as well. Justin Day going now around, or at least trying to get around the 47 machine, and he will do it there. So move Justin Day up to the fourth position. Just barely made, or missed out on making it to the final four. I think this is now a good time to take a minute and take a commercial break. We're gonna go side by side though, so you guys won't miss a thing, and we will be back in just a moment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alright, welcome back to the Sunday Night Freedom Racing Series. Oh, a little bit of squirreliness out of the 47 there. Sorry about that delay there. I was trying to fix something real quick. While you were waiting though, this intense battle back behind the top three from about fourth to, I think pretty much the rest of the field has kind of heated up quite a bit. We got ticker fixed, so now we're showing the correct green flag. I'm gonna try and get everything else up to date. Sorry about that, folks, if you see a little bit changing on your screen. Now put Joseph Collins in front of this pack, up 4th through about 10th, 11th position. Oh, Justin Levine slid up, maybe got a little tight. That's going to stack up the field behind him. Justin Day got the worst end of that. He had to check up, and now he's going to be put in the middle, 3 wide here. Both guys either side of him. Colby Jackson, Jordan Berry, Jim Foster, Jason Miz all around him, trying to put pressure on him. The question is going to be about when these guys have to pit. I do believe we will have to pit at least once here. We will have to pit at least once here before this race ends. Those 3 drivers who have Eric Garrison, Austin Edstrom, they are, I believe, on a different strategy here than the guys that are currently shown on screen. So you might try and play a little bit of strategy, maybe come down a little early if you're in this pack, try and make up some time, maybe try and catch a caution. I'm sure we probably will see a lot of carnage when these guys do decide to pit. Reese Schaefer back here, trying to make his way up. Again, he's still sitting about 2 laps down. He's going to need some cautions and a lucky break if he wants to get the most amount of points for tonight. Little bit of contact further ahead. That was Jordan Berry. Justin Day maybe got into the back bumper of one another, and Jordan Berry doing his best to catch the guys and group these 2 guys, or these 2 different packs together. Further back, like where he is, you're gonna have to deal with some of these guys wanting to make moves and a lot of dirty air as well. Oh, a little bit of a wall tap there from, I think that's Colby Jackson again in that green machine. You're gonna have to deal with dirty air. Dirty air that can be a big factor as to what you're able and what you're not able to do. Especially at a high-speed track like this, going into the corner, if you get a lot of dirty air packed on your car, that can sometimes result in your car not handling in the way that you want, shooting you up the track and or getting you loose, depending on how and what line you're running. If you have a car, if you're outside, or if you have a car at least somewhat looking inside of you, you also have to be mindful of that. You don't really want to cause too much issues for yourself or the other driver. Oh, and there goes a little contact, and the round is going to go one of the drivers of the 89 of Joshua Gathright, and yes, we will get a caution. And that's kind of what we're talking about. You have checkups, you have cars trying to do this and that with a lot of not really any room to work with. And unfortunately, that kind of resulted in a chain reaction right there. Again, I believe the 89 just got a little bit of help from, we'd have to go look at it. I think it might have been Colby Jackson, honestly. Not quite sure. We'll take a look at it in just a second. But good news for those 17 car fans. Reese Schaefer, you are now getting another lap back here. Bad news for the competition and those other final 4 drivers. So Reshaver's going to come around and get a lap back once he's able to do so. And majority of this field is going to make their way down and off the pit road. Derek Garrison's going to lead them off the pit road, and Eric Garrison directly behind him. Let's go ahead and take a look at and see what actually caused that initial contact with that. I think it was the 89, I believe, again. Let's go take a look at it. Yeah, so kind of maybe a late move there by the 73 of Colby Jackson, which then this kind of chain reacted into him getting into the 51, which then the 51 got into the back of the 89 and sent the 89 around. Good job of the 89 by pretty much keeping it down off the way and not immediately turning back up. A lot of drivers back here like Aaron Kane, the 54, are thankful for that. But it does not look like he will have any damage, so he'll be set back further in the pack here. He'll be able to continue his race, and he'll be able to fight on through the night. It looks like those Garrison brothers chose that outside lane, maybe trying to play a little bit of teamwork strategy here on this restart. But that'll allow Jordan Berry in the 82nd of Austin Edstrom to get to the inside lane. See if maybe that inside lane can get something going, as so far tonight they really haven't been able to get going on these restarts.
Green flag, green flag.
But green flag is in the air. Derek Garrison's going to lead him off and away. Good jump by that 8 machine. Oh, 5 cars. Staying right down on the 10 at the very last second. Big run by Jordan Berry on that high side. What will he do? He'll stay in line for now. The 87 trying to get some momentum going on that line. Chris Hunt back. 51 entering turn screen forward. Keep it going. 5 car with a big block there off 4 on that 10 machine. Oh, 7 degrees in the wall again. Meanwhile, back up front though, the 8 and the 5 have been able to hold off the field so far. Jordan Berry now looking to the outside lane, trying to make it happen around that 5 machine. A lot of momentum being carried on that outer lane here. Just will it be enough to get around to Eric Garrison completely? And now that Eric Garrison's kind of left out to dry, it should be enough to get him around. Side, trying to make it happen, and here comes the 87. Now racing for the race lead. Here comes the 87 once again. Will he have enough momentum to slide up in front of the 8? Yes, he will. So move Austin Edstrom. Eric and Derek both now under pressure. Oh, a little bit of contact there coming up from 4. Maybe a little bit of neck code. Doesn't look like they were close enough to have actually initial contact right there. The 10 and the 87 have now moved themselves up into the top 2 positions. Colby Jackson is now in the 5th position. Now looking to the inside of Derek Garrison. Not quite enough momentum. Now he's going to get pressure from the 37 machine of Aaron Kay. Bryce Shoemaker now back in the race. He's going to send it to the inside and follow the 37 on that bottom lane. Eric Garrison now facing, a little bit of a wall slap there from the 37 machine coming up to, and around goes Jordan Berry. He's going to get help at the front bumper of the 5 machine. Intense racing here, trying to go for the race lead and the top few positions. That's going to result in Jordan Berry going around. Thankfully, Jordan Berry, again, one of those drivers that we've seen in incidents that has been able to come pretty much, I'd say, clean from the incident, slid into the inside, into that grassy area, not a lot of damage. If anything, he might need to take tires. And more good news for Reese Schaefer fans out there, your driver is now going to be on the lead lap. So after coming 3 laps down from a connection issue, Reese Schaefer will be able to get his laps back after some good luck cautions for him. Maybe bad luck for the other Championship 4 drivers, knowing now that your competitor is now out of that hole and has plenty of time to come back. Let's go ahead and check out the incident again. Kind of a side drafting back and forth. Maybe that kind of upset the 10 cars there. Pushed him up towards the wall, and then resulted in him bouncing off the wall, coming down across the 5's front end. I wouldn't really blame it on either driver. That's just kind of hard racing. I guess you could probably maybe give some more room than that, but at a place like this where momentum is everything, you kind of really have to be close to the other drivers when making your moves and making passes. Now that some drivers have pitted as well, Derek Garrison is going to be kind of shuffled back further into this pack. He's going to be restarting at least in about the 5th row here. Austin Edstrom is going to lead them to the green with that 51 jersey inside. Two playoff drivers, Justin Causey and Bryce Shoemaker, directly behind them. 87 is going to lead them to the restart zone.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air, and we're off and away again here at Michigan International Speedway. For the moment, he's going to be able to hang on to the next lead. And again, time and time again, we've seen that inside lane not really gain any momentum on the restarts, and that's going to be all wrong. Justin Day trying to get there at the last second. Not sure if he maybe got some help as well. Oh, 7-3 in the wall there. Joseph Causey on that inside lane. Oh, side down the contact right there. That's going to send the 87 up. Oh, more door banging there. Now here comes Colby Jackson with help to the back second machine. Oh, a little bit of squirreliness out of the 5 car. Aaron Garrison hangs onto it pretty well. By the 51 and the 89. And the 89 still not able to move. That's Joshua Gath right there. Looks like he's going to have to tow to pit road. Very hard contact there into that inside wall. Hard, vicious contact right there with that inside line, or that inside wall from two of our drivers. Let's go ahead and take a look at it once again. We saw them check up off of 4, and that kind of created maybe a chain reaction, trying to get things going, trying to give some guys the head pushes, and just resulted in hard contact. Big shot there for the 51 to the 3 and the 89 into the back bumper of that 51 machine, and just hard hits from both those drivers. The 51, Jason Miz and Joshua Gathright. Again, the 89 had to tow. Not sure if the 51, I'm sure the 51 had to tow. Let's go ahead and take a look at it once again from a different camera angle. Aaron K coming in, just barely avoids both these drivers. Now with these drivers coming to choose, we've seen it restart after restart. This inside lane, even though it is the shortest way around, it has not been able to really have any sort of advantage. And a lot of those drivers who start on this inside row have pretty much fallen back to mid-pack. We'll have to wait and see and decide on, see who's willing to take the leap of faith on this inside road. It looks like Reese Schaefer's gonna be the first one to jump into that inside lane. So those 17 fans of Reese Schaefer, your driver has gone from 3 laps down to second place in just a handful of laps. And I say a handful, it's been kind of an eventful race. 70 laps into it, his issues were about 15 laps into it, so maybe a little bit longer than a handful of laps. But now you are in position. Out of the 4 championship 4 drivers, you're leading the way. I think a lot of this is gonna, I think this restart is gonna be pretty big if you're Reese Schaefer on this inside lane. You haven't really had the opportunity to be in clean air at all. You've been kind of mired in the back, just trying to get your laps back. Maybe not knowing how and what this front pack feels like. You're gonna have to be cautious. You still do have about 30 laps to go. You're just going to need to be able to play it smart. And our drivers of Eric Garrison and Reese Schaefer making up this front row. Eric Garrison into the restart zone. Green flag in the air. Good restart by that outside lane, but these inside drivers are hooked up better. Big push there from the 87 to the 17 going into turns 1 and 2. That's going to allow Reese Schaefer to the inside, coming up to maybe a little bit of contact right there as well. And now it's going to be a drag race for these top 2 drivers. Justin Day with the help to the back of the 5 machine. Reese Schaefer not really with any help whatsoever for the time being, but he's going to be able to hold strong on that inside road as Justin Day loses momentum. Now Reese Schaefer with help from the 87. Race lead. So Reese Schaefer out front here late at Michigan International Speedway. Justin Levine made it look easy there. Mid-pack to the lead real quick, and now he's going to be in control of this race. '87 now peeking to that inside lane, looking for the race lead again. Will he have enough momentum to slide up in front of him? And yes, he will. So move the '87 back up front. Now he's trying to throw a block here on Justin Levine, but Justin Levine able to get to the inside going into turns 3 and 4. So now he's going to have the momentum, just not enough though to slide up in front. So now slide him back behind the '87, and a big move there back behind him. I think that's Jordan Berry to the inside lane. Taking a 3 wide into 1 and 2. The two teammates, Eric and Derek Garrison. And your 4 playoff drivers, Joseph Kazi, Reese Schaefer, Bryce Shoemaker, and Derek Garrison, all right there. As we got a big block for the race lead. Justin Levine gonna send it into the inside lane. Tries to slide up, just not enough. He's gonna get tight under the '87. And here comes Joseph Kazi once again. Your 4 playoff drivers now in position to battle each other. The big blocker from Jordan Berry onto that 73 machine. Again, those 4 playoff drivers in yellow: Joseph Kazi, Bryce Shoemaker, Derek Garrison, and Reese Schaefer. This is the closest they've been to each other in the whole race. Bryce Shoemaker with those early incidents kind of sat back into the, I'd say, mid-pack to the last half of this group pack, and now he's up here contending for this race lead, moving on to second place. Maybe not quite enough that turns 1 and 2. Now he's going to slot back behind Joseph Kazi and try to work up something for 3 and 4. And now Joseph Kazi trying to slide right in front, barely able to make that work. But he's going to take the race lead as here comes the '87 looking to do the crossover. Directly behind him is Bryce Shoemaker as well. He wants to make some noise for the race lead. Three wide for the race lead, heading into turn 3 and 4. Bryce Shoemaker with the advantage. He's going to be able to slide up. Will he be able to clear both of up 4? He's going to throw the block on the '87. But here comes Joseph Kazi on that outside lane, trying to make it stick by himself. Side drafting as hard as he can. Oh, a little bit of a wobble right there. And now Joseph Kazi with that outside advantage, holding Bryce Shoemaker down pretty far. That's going to slide Bryce Shoemaker back maybe 1, 2, if maybe even 3 and 4 position back because of that move by Joseph Kazi. And 20 laps to go. This time by, things are starting to heat up. You've seen it in the racing, not a lot of room really being given, not a lot of drivers willing to give that extra inch. A lot of blocks being thrown no matter where it is in the pack. on the defending side, as now he's going to get some pressure from Derek Garrison in the 8 machine directly behind him. And talking to some drivers, can be one of the hardest drivers to pass, especially at short tracks. Oh, a little bit of a, maybe tried to throw a block there on the 54 from the 87. Yes, Jordan Berry, one of the hardest drivers to pass, talked about from, at least from other drivers. Like I was saying, at short tracks especially, they have some issues when passing Jordan Berry, but that just proves that if you're Jordan Berry, you have the momentum, you have the speed to be able to be up in second place and defend and try and go for the race win here late in this race. But that's not going to come without pressure from the 8 car of Derek Garrison, as now he's going to take a look to the inside lane. Not enough though, so he's going to slot back behind these drivers. And now that we kind of got a little bit of a run going here, you're going to have to wonder if some of these drivers maybe have some tire issues coming up. Maybe a little bit of a tire, more of a tire usage than maybe some of the other drivers who could potentially be saving. That could be a reason why we're seeing a lot of these drivers sliding around, losing the front end. And now here comes the run from the 87 car, looking to the inside of Joseph Kazi. Big shove there going to turns 1. Will it be enough for this 87 to get out in front? Helping the 19 machine. Oh, a little bit of contact again. That's going to send the 19 almost around. Oh, and Justin Levine will score turn number 2 right there. These drivers are giving it their all here. Coming up on 11 laps to go. Jordan Berry with the late block right there on the 54, trying to slide in line. 54 lost a little bit, trying to avoid making any more contact than they did. Looks like the 87 will, but here comes the 3rd car again with another big run. Back out front with 10 laps to go at the line. And counting down. these drivers behind the 87 have anything for him as he throws a block there on Joseph Kazi on the front stretch from low to high. That's not going to be enough. Here comes Kazi again on the outside lane with help from Jordan Berry and Justin Levine. Justin Levine all over the back bumper of this 3-car, trying to let these drivers break away somewhat. Now battling hard for second place. And here comes Justin Levine, diving to the inside of Joseph Kazi. He's going to have enough there to sling it wide and fall in front of the 3-car of Joseph Kazi off of 2. But he won't have any help, so here comes Joseph Kazi and Jordan Berry again on that inside lane. Joseph Kazi taking that lead back real quick. 3 wide for second place for the time being. Here comes that 8 and 17 pushing hard, maybe a little bit too hard as they got out of line right there for a moment. And Justin Levine's gonna send it in again, trying to clear Justin Kazi, and he will. Justin Levine with a power move in there in 1 and 2. Justin Levine on his back bumper. See what Joseph Kazi can do here. We're going to have 6 laps to go at the line here. Big momentum from the 3-car. Will he jump inside going into 1? No, looks like he's going to stay in line and get a little push here. Kazi going to dive from the inside. It's just not going to be enough. Justin Levine able to take the nose off that 3 machine. Another momentum run here on this front straightaway. Maybe a little bit of contact right there. Now Joseph Kazi's going to take the lead away. Will Justin Levine pull the crossover? Yes, he will. So now Justin Levine charging hard on this front straightaway. Will he have enough to slide up? No, he won't. And here comes Jared Garrison directly behind him, trying to make something work. Will he make it 3? No, he's going to push Justin Levine. 4 laps to go at the line here. Henry Schaefer now looking back into the picture here in this 4th position. 3 playoff drivers sitting 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. With just a handful of laps to go, all these playoff drivers trying to get the upper hand over one another. Bryce Shoemaker the furthest back out of all those drivers. Reese Schaefer all the way up against, almost all the way up against that wall. He's got a 3rd, maybe even 4th lane there in 3 and 4. 3 laps to go at the line. Behind him, I think that's Colby Jackson on the high side, trying to make it stick, not able to make it happen though, had to lift a bit. Now Joseph Kazi trying to make it work on this inside lane again, and he'll slide up into 3 and 4. Oh, and a crossover, maybe have to check up a little bit. So here comes Justin Levine again. Reese Schaefer now to the back bumper of this 3 machine. 2 laps to go at the line. Advantage that inside lane as, a little bit of contact. Will they be able to save it? Yes, they will. Great driving by Joseph Kazi, able to hang on to it and keep it straight. Now, which one of these drivers is going to be able to make a run for Justin Levine? Will it be the 87? We've seen him be very aggressive so far in this race. Joseph Kazi able to slot back in second, and Starter will have the white flag in hand this time by. So this race will now be official. Justin Levine with the momentum. Will Joseph Kazi be able to make anything happen? He's got a few more shots. Oh, he's going to get to the back bumper. Maybe try to get him squirrely. Now he's going to look to the inside. Here comes Reese Schaefer. Late move there by the 73. Side by side entering turn 3 and 4. Joseph Kazi with the advantage. He'll try and slide up in front of Justin Levine, but here comes Justin Levine to the outside. Who's going to have the momentum? And they're wrecking behind Justin Levine at the line. I think we'll have the race win. And the bottom playoff drivers got caught up in that wreck. I think Ray Schaefer's going to finish backwards. But Justin Levine is going to come off of turn 4 with the race win. And if you stand by, we will have extended coverage as well. We will be able to talk to some of these playoff drivers. Let's go ahead and talk with our race winner. If he gets in here, we will be able to talk with him. Actually, we'll go ahead and give him a moment. So let's go ahead and start off with Joseph Kazi. Joseph Kazi able to somehow hang on to third place there at the end. That was pretty intense coming to the start-finish line. Almost were able to avoid that. Just tell me what was going on from your point of view there.
Magic and miracles. I don't know. Freaking now that must be an awesome finish. Your heart must be beating out your chest. Because that was an awesome finish there to the end. Because just the best to clear Levine. Levine was able to put it back up in front of me, and luckily Austin was down there to make me point straight because I wasn't gonna finish third unless that happened.
Yeah, I will say that was intense battling. Honestly, those last 20, maybe even 30 laps were really something to watch, and I'll be quite honest, I'm kind of losing my voice here from the calling. But overall, you finished the highest of the other championship for drivers, finishing just in front of Derek Garrison, who finished directly behind you, Bryce Shoemaker in 6th, and then Reese Schaefer finishing 8th. Still 2 races to go, and again, pretty much the whole championship is open to all you 4 drivers, but coming out on top of the 4, what does it look like for you going to next weekend? What does this momentum carry over for you going for the championship?
It's just gonna keep rolling forward. Hopefully, we'll have a good finish in Wilkesboro, and we could just make it happen in Charlotte. That's all I can say, and that's all we can do.
Well, that is true. That is pretty much all you can do. I do fully expect to probably see you back in the victory lane at least once, if not maybe potentially hold that championship trophy. Before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to add to this?
Thanks for everybody that showed up. I had a last minute person come, Joshua. He showed up. Man, what a great race there at the end. You can't ask for no more than that. That was great side by side racing. A little crazy. I saved it twice. I don't know how I saved the car twice going into one. I got hit on the left side, or it was neck code or something, and I hung on to that car twice, which it should have been a wreck. But like I said, amazing race there at the end. I couldn't ask for any more. I wanted to win. I tried my best, and hats off to Levine. He got me right there at the end. I tried to block it off, and I couldn't get it.
All right. Well, thank you, Joseph Kazi, for taking a minute to speak with us, and I'll let you continue on with your night, and we will see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that was Joseph Kazi finishing 3rd. Let's go ahead and get our 2nd place finisher of Jordan Berry in here. Jordan Berry, 2nd place, also able to survive that last lap carnage. Saw you pretty much hold on to that, at least I'd say top 3, about 2nd place area for those last 20 laps. Just what more did you need to have happen for you to come out on top and get the race win?
Probably more or less luck, to be honest, or a bigger wreck where the seas parted, but I think I was about 8th coming out of 4, so I didn't have a lot of hope for the win.
Well, sometimes good things do happen, and I mean, those restarts were intense, and like I said, we saw you up front, and then you got shuffled back, and then you kind of work your way up through the field again, and not being a playoff driver, still, though, looking to carry some momentum in the 2nd place finish, knocking on the door of potentially a win. I know you're really good at short track, so do you have North Wilkesboro maybe circled on your list of tracks to maybe win going into next week?
I mean, win. I don't win a lot of races in this. I would say I'm more consistent than anything, but Wilkesboro is one of my favorite. I don't think I've been on it since the new scan or whatever they did, so I guess we'll see if there's less grip or more grip. I tend to enjoy where there's looser cars, so I guess we'll see where it ends. But
all right, and yes, that's what we will do. I'm pretty excited for next week. I hope you are too. Before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, just great racing. Thanks for all the admins that do what they can do, and your broadcast is one of the best visuals I've seen in a long time, and you do a great job, so I enjoy watching it back. So thank you for everything you do.
Well, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. It means a lot. And hopefully we will speak to you next week.
You have a good one. Thank you.
All right, that was 2nd place finisher Jordan Berry. Let's go ahead, though, and get our race winner of Justin Levine in here. Justin Levine able to hang on there for the race win. Almost went around a few times battling Joseph Kazi. Tell me about how intense those last laps were from your point of view.
Oh, I'm still sweating. Kazi gave me a shot into one there on the last lap, and I thought it was over. He gave me a chance there to gather it up and save it somehow. And then going in turn 3, I knew for me to have a chance to win, I have to get to his right side. and I sent it in as hard as I could once I got the car to start rotating. And then from just us being 3 wide or the side force or whatever, it just started going dead straight, pounded the wall. If it wasn't that Reese hit me and we kind of like net coded that he punted me forward and he turned, I don't know if I still win this race, but we all get junked. Something else happens if it's not for Reese punting me forward.
Yeah, definitely can thank Reese a lot for that. Maybe not a lot, but maybe give him a little bit of a congrats or a thank you for that last lap momentum, being able to keep you at least straight going to the line. Overall, though, this is your second race, I believe, with us. I know you talked more about wanting to at least come back for a few more races, and we do have 2 left on the schedule.
I think your mic muted.
Oh, it did. I don't know what it did.
I heard a click.
I didn't even press nothing. I don't know what it clicked. Where did I mute off at?
So this is my 3rd race.
Okay, yeah.
And you said coming back with a few more races left,
Okay,
and it cut
yeah.
out.
So looking forward to like the few races that you've done. Do you look potentially maybe running a full-time season in heading into next season, or are you maybe still wanting to hold off on that and maybe commit to a few one-off races here and there?
I think I'm definitely coming for a full season. This has been so much fun, especially just everybody here. We're racing so hard, but it's still friendly. Everybody's leaning on each other, pushing each other through the corner. Who's 3 wide? Who's 4 wide? Definitely a good group of people here, and hopefully time schedule works out perfectly. I believe we're switching the truck next year, is the rumor I heard or whatever. But I look to be here next year for sure.
Yes, I do believe it has been decided that we will be running trucks. I think the schedule will be released soon. I know we've talked about it. It just hasn't been made public yet. So I do look forward to you running at least a full season, hopefully. Before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to add or share?
No. Shout out to you, man. Can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast. You do such a great job, especially a one-man show. That's pretty damn impressive, man. And of course, Bryce, all the admins and everybody that puts this on, and of course, all the viewers.
Alrighty, thank you. I appreciate it. It is definitely kind of a hard task to do with the one-man show, but we get it done. So thank you for those kind words.
Anytime.
All right, that was Justin Levine. Thank you for taking a moment to speak with us. We'll go ahead and get some Championship 4 drivers in here. Let's first start off with our last of the 4 of the Championship 4, Reese Schaefer. Sorry about interrupting you there. Reese Schaefer finished last of the 4 championship drivers in that 8th position. Not really the night you were looking for, although you were, I think, 3 laps down at one point with the connection issue. Just tell me about the hurdles that you had to do with making up those laps and finishing at really where you finished, even though it might not have been ideal for you.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those, mountain climbing races, and that's, everybody knows in iRacing, either between connection, wheel issues, wrecks, they happen. Usually at the worst times and the times you don't want them to. So, all day watching football and stuff at home. The internet was kind of acting up funny, but not like super bad. It was like 1 or 2 instances, and then we were coming in that caution. And what was really interesting about it though is my quality. What it does is it dips down like slowly, and then eventually once it comes back up, it spikes right back up. Well, I'm good, but it kept dipping down slowly. But it got to 48, and that's when it sent me to pit road, which sounds pretty low, but I did a race not too long ago where it was at 38 and it did send me to pit road, so I don't know why it decided then was a good time. So I was really confused in that aspect. But I was hopeful because I have an idea lap 14 or something. It's a 100-lap race, and it's a mini play track. It's basically modern day Atlanta out there. It's just pure chaos. And so I was like, all right, well, if we just stay out of trouble, keep our head down, we should probably get it back. And sure enough, I think with 25 or 30 to go, we got all 3 back. And I knew I didn't have a lot of, I wasn't that great in dirty air, so I tried, I don't know if you saw at the end there, I tried to lay back and try to save some tires to get a good run. And I definitely had a good chance. I was in a pretty good spot, but coming out of 4 there, I got tangled, and as soon as I hit Causey, try to push him and try to prevail that line, coming out of the 4, I got hit from the rear, and it's once you get the car off balance and to go in two different directions, it went around. So finished P8, which, like we said, it was uphill battle all night, and also luckily for us, highest championship finishing I was 3rd, so it's like a 1st to 5th, so it's not like a too big a discrepancy. So next week we have North Wilkesboro, and so it's going to be updated North Wilkesboro. It's going to be an absolute blast. I cannot wait. Pit lanes to be fixed, everything. I hope, for your sake and my sake, I hope it's multi-groove, and I hope it's as fun as it looks. But yeah, all in all, kind of disappointing, but then again, all uphill all night, and P8 at the end of the day, we will absolutely take it. It could have been P15, so.
Anyways, I will say I am pretty excited to see the rescan. I hope it's good as real life is, and we'll just have to wait and see, and hopefully we can get some good racing for next week.
Yeah, it's I think it's gonna be amazing, and and what's also interesting is Charlotte also got rescanned since last season we went there, so we're gonna have 2 brand new tracks come this next update. I pray though, they're obviously not updating the setups or anything, so I pray nothing gets absolutely broken. But if it does, we know how this league works. We can always take some time to fix it or whatever happens. But yeah, we really look forward to it. It's gonna be really fun. I like I said, all in all, kind of unlucky race, but we will take it in the end of the day. And P8 is from where we were on lap 14 is a really good finish. So.
And yes, it was a really good rebound from you. Thank you for taking a moment to speak with us. Before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to add, or any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, like thank Michigan Milk Producers Association. I was on the car running with us. I think all my teammates were hanging with other guys, and I was so much fun racing everybody. And it's getting, especially this type of track, it's pure chaos, and everybody's laughing, having a good time, and that's doesn't matter what happens in the championships. Well, always way it should be. Everybody just having fun. So fun to thank Bryce, admin team. I was putting on doing. Honestly, I love the league. I love all the rules, and can't wait to see what the schedule is next year with the trucks, and hope the league keeps expanding. And I thank parents, girlfriend Emily, Grandpa Papa. He's always tune in when he can on the Bash broadcast, check in, see how I'm doing. And I thank you, Oscar, for putting on a good show as always, and can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast. So.
Alrighty, thank you, Reese, for taking a minute to speak with us. I'll let you continue on your night, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, Oscar. Appreciate it, man. Have a good night.
Alright, that was Reese Schaefer. Not the night that he really wanted. Again, like we said, up and down. But we are standing by with Derek Garrison and also Bryce Shoemaker. So let's go ahead and pull up Bryce Shoemaker, the next driver. Bryce Shoemaker, we talked to you before the race. Got into an early incident and then kind of just were middle pack, and then kind of tried to battle for the race, like top 3 positions, and then cautions would fall and just kind of mired here and there. Just go through your night and really what more you needed to maybe come out with a top 5. I mean, I guess you're just one spot short of that, but still overall, what more did you need?
Yeah, I don't know what happened for that first wreck to happen, but I didn't take the fast repair, and I had permanent suspension damage that I was just too afraid to take the fast repair, so I was pushing up the track even full throttle in the corners, and because of that, I didn't have straight line speed, so I was just a few miles per hour off and extra tire wear, so that combined with the dirty air, I was just kind of stuck mid-pack. I tried out different strategies, saved an extra set of tires, which I guess didn't matter because we actually went green there the last 20 or so laps, which was awesome to see. Besides that, I mean, I was actually surprised how competitive I was there those last 20 laps, because I think the only thing holding me back was really the dirty air. I mean, I could get a run off each corner end and make moves. It was just, you pull out a line and then you get freight train down the straight. So, I mean, that's just the damage, I guess. Wish I took the fast repair, but better safe than sorry. Besides that, yeah, I mean, never celebrated so hard to lead a lap, so we're still in the points battle here.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the look of it from all these drivers. I mean, none of you really pulled away from each other all night besides a few incidents with you and Reese. But then once those issues were resolved, you guys kind of were around each other all night, and none of you were actually able to get the win. So really a non-playoff driver was able to get the win, actually the top 2 positions. And so it kind of still keeps you close into the points battle. I think going forward, though, from your perspective, potentially maybe even try and look for a win. Would that be the right thing to say? Like, in order to get the head advantage, would you maybe look for a win at like a North Wilkesboro, where it might be difficult for some of these other drivers who could pretend to incidents or maybe have another connection issue with Reese?
No, I'm not looking at wins. I'm looking at more points. I mean, the field has never been this stacked before in the series, so I mean, you're seeing it. We haven't seen Reese win. We haven't seen Joseph win. Derek hasn't won. These guys are coming out swinging, which couldn't be happier to see. And because of that, it's allowing me to be, the underdog of the championship 4. It allows me to focus more on points as they also start to struggle a little bit. They're not leading as many laps. So, yeah, we're going to focus on points at North Wilkesboro and Charlotte. Like, of course, we're going to try to win, but we're going to think big picture here, go for a championship.
I love to hear it. And I would say that maybe you are the underdog, but you definitely have the look as to not being an underdog. And I think you will definitely give these guys a run for their money going into the next few weeks. I'm especially excited to see what you can do at Charlotte, where I think it fits more like your driving style, closer to like a Chicagoland being like a mile and a half. So I look forward to seeing what you can do there, Bryce.
Thank you.
Alrighty, I'm going to let you go unless you have anything else you want to add or any sponsors you'd like to thank.
Just thank you for doing an awesome broadcast. I can't wait to watch this back. I think it's going to be big NBC energy coming from the broadcast booth, so I'm going to look forward to watching that back. Thank all the admins that helped me out put the show on, and all the drivers showing up. 15-plus car fields every week. Couldn't be happier.
And I agree. It's been having more than 15 drivers has been a heck of a show to watch. And I'm like I told Reese, or maybe it was Kazi, I'm kind of losing my voice from that calling. We'll go ahead and let you get on your way. And thank you again for taking a minute to talk with us.
Thank you.
All right, that was Bryce Shoemaker. Our last championship 4 driver will be Derek Garrison. Derek Garrison, able to finish 4th tonight, right behind Joseph Kazi. You're able to lead quite a handful of, I can't really say how many exact laps you did lead, but you did lead quite a few laps, and had some help there as well from your brother. Just what more maybe did you need from the kind of cautions and strategies to maybe pull off a win?
Yeah, I needed everybody to wreck in front of me, honestly, there at the last lap. But yeah, I think I ended up with the most laps led, so that's going to be a major boost in the next couple of races left. I just wish it stayed green there when Eric was behind me. I think we had a pretty good advantage on everybody. But usually when I'm a leader, caution comes out. So, I mean, I'm used to it. But definitely, I had a lot of fun tonight. I think this is the most fun I had in a while racing with this package. So hats off to everybody that come out tonight and ran a good, clean race.
Yeah, and you talk about mistimed cautions. I know you have 2 wins on the season. Looking ahead to North Wilkesboro, could potentially, I mean, the unknowns are kind of there. I think we raced once there for maybe an all-star race or maybe it was a points race. I can't remember.
Yeah, we Yeah, we raced there at North Wilkesboro, and it was a race shortened race because
That's right, because of
didn't
the
have
light
lights.
situation.
Yes,
Yeah.
and somehow, fortunately, I did win that race. But but it's gonna be a whole new ball game with the new track coming out this week. So I guess we're gonna have to get in there and practice, see what the track's like. Looking forward to it most definitely. North Wilkesboro is probably one of my favorite short tracks, but not really been really good this season in the short track package. So probably gonna need some extra laps for next Sunday for sure.
Alrighty, and I honestly, you want to add a short. Well, I guess sort of. No, I wouldn't say Phoenix is a short track, but definitely was more of a driver track. So I think you definitely have an advantage with these more difficult driving tracks like in North Wilkesboro, and I'm excited to see what this rescan will be like. And like you said, it's maybe potentially back that up with the win from last season. We'll have to wait and see. But before I let you go, is there anything that you'd like to add? Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah. First, we got thank you for the broadcast. That's huge for our league, and you're doing pretty good with all that. Bryce, Shoemaker, and all the other admins that puts this show together, all the guys that shows up week in, week out to put on a good race. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for everybody involved. I think that's about all I got.
Alrighty, Derek. Well, I'll let you go ahead and get on your way. Thank you again for taking a moment to speak with us. It really means a lot, and hopefully we can talk to you again next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Alrighty, that was Derek Garrison, the last playoff driver that we'll speak to for the night. You heard from all of them, a lot of different moods coming from all of them, a lot of different agendas and goals that I think each driver is kind of setting in their mind heading into next week. Two very different tracks. We'll go ahead and take a look at the schedule here. Just two tracks remaining. The North Wilkesboro and then Charlotte Motor Speedway for our season finale, where we will crown a champion, and that is September 21st at the usual time of 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And then going on through the last few things that we'll look at our race, our fastest lap of the race, which is going to go to the 73 of Colby Jackson. We saw him have a few hiccups here and there throughout the race, a little bit of wall taps as well, but at the end of the night he was able to get that fastest lap, so he'll get a point for that. And then our race recap finished it off with 6 cautions for 18 laps and 23 lead changes. So quite a few lead changes tonight. We saw a lot of ups and downs from those lead changes as well, from leading a lap to maybe potentially having an issue and going to the back. But with that, let's take a look at our finishing results. That'll be the last thing that we look at. Justin Levine with the race win. Jordan Berry, Joseph Kazi, again, he's our first playoff driver. Derek Garrison with the second playoff driver finishing position in 4th place. Then Colby Jackson, Bryce Shoemaker in 6th. Austin Edstrom in 7th. Reese Schaefer, Eric Garrison, Justin Day rounding out the top 10. And then we'll go on to the final few spots. Keith Shoemaker, Aaron Kay, Jim Foskett, Jason Miz, and Joshua Gathright. I hope I'm saying that right. Those last 2 drivers finished 2 laps down after getting in those hard incidents that we saw with that inside wall. Both drivers seem to be okay, though, so no worries from them. But again, congrats once again to Justin Levine for winning the race tonight. I'm excited for North Wilkesboro. I think there's going to be a lot of intense racing, a very unique track as well, like drivers talked about. a rescan that we will be coming up on. I'm not quite sure what that will bring for these drivers or us as a broadcast, so we'll have to wait and see. But with that, thank you again for tuning in tonight. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties here with the ticker showing a checkered flag for the first half of that race. Hopefully that's fixed now, and I look forward to watching next week and rounding out this season with the final 2 races. Once again, though, thank you for tuning in tonight or later, whenever you decide to watch this, and we will look forward to next week. Until then, have a good one.